So, good morning, folks, or wherever you may be in the world. So, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Ukrainian Russian war here today. And I'm going to give a little bit more thoughts and a little bit deeper thoughts about what I think about the situation as well. So, two big developments here in the last 24 hours. I mean, I haven't updated myself today, I have other things to do in my life and whatever. I also hope to get some better equipment like a microphone and such in the future. Right now, I'm literally just recording with my phone and a selfie stick. But on that note, Poland makes a nuke offer to the USA, and Belarus offers Russia to put nukes in their country. Like, oh boy, things are escalating a lot. And I think at some point, Belarus is going to get involved in this war. And then I think pretty much if they do, then Poland is going to get dragged into it too. And then, yeah, there you go. You got a huge conflict as well. And I mean, another ally potentially of Russia in Eastern Europe would be Serbia. I mean, Serbia has a very pro Russian presence there, and there's a lot of hatred in Serbia towards NATO and the West and the United States for the simple fact of the Balkan Wars. And, under Bill Clinton, when he was president, when they bombed the shit out of that country and such. So there's a lot of hatred there, from the past towards NATO and the West. So Serbia could be a pretty good ally of Russia as well in Eastern Europe. But besides that, you know, um, Russia's pretty much got nothing to lose at this point, folks. Like, they've been sanctioned to shit, and their currency's almost worth nothing last time I saw, at least. They're trying to build that up, I think, with getting countries to buy oil and all this stuff in rubles, and they're only going to accept rubles. So I guess that might help a bit. But basically, the Russian bear's been backed into a corner here, and they have nothing to lose. And for a long time, Russia's a country that has struggled and their economy a lot, just for the simple fact that they've had a hard time getting foreign investment in their country, just for the simple fact that a lot of investors and people from around the world just don't trust Russia because of the lack of rule of law in the country, number one. And number two, just there's so much crime there and corruption, and especially with the Russian mafia and everything, that people just don't trust it. So Russia's had a very hard time for a long time, and Vladimir Putin essentially did need to make a move here of some sort. And taking over Ukraine, number one, it gives them a buffer zone between them and the West and NATO, which is probably the most obvious reason. Number two, if they gain access to the ports like Odessa and along the Black Sea there, they can move their ships through there and have more access to sea routes and everything. Because when you really look at Russia, it's quite a landlocked country, and they don't have very many options with moving their battleships and such through the waters. So that gives them that advantage. Number three, there's a lot of good growing ground to grow food and whatever in Ukraine. And a large part of Russia, pretty much you can't grow food because it's so cold or just mountainous or whatever. So, I mean, they'll be able to feed more of their people that way if they take over Ukraine as well. So those are three big reasons there for sure. And I think Vladimir Putin overall kind of does want to reform the Soviet Union. I think at the end of the day, he is more of a Soviet than a Russian, even though he'll probably never come out and admit it, at least anytime soon. But yeah, those are just some of the reasons for this war. And, the last time, sorry, that the United States sanctioned a country like this, guess what happened? During World War II, they did this to Germany, where they backed Hitler and the Nazis into a corner like this. And then Hitler responded with going full on conquer Europe mode. And then the United States sanctioned Japan like this, during World War II, and they responded with Pearl Harbor. So I think that there's going to be some big event that's going to come up soon, some kind of false flag event or some kind of attack of some sort, whether that's a cyber attack or an EMP attack, like a electric magnetic pulse attack, if you know what that is. Like, there's going to be some kind of big attack coming up here in the coming weeks or sooner than later. It's hard to exactly say, but I think this month of April is going to be a big month for this conflict. Have a great day.